I'm so fucking nervous for the health of this tournament. I'm so fucking scared for the health of this tournament.
Now, Malu, would you please draw the first team?
All right. Let's go G2. I'm so nervous. Damwon, please, G2. Please.
And they will be facing...
Please, G2, please. I'm begging you. Draw G2 to this matchup.
Top Esports.
Okay.
Now for the
That's still a good draw, guys. That's still a good draw. Good draw. Because G2 can't play Hanwha Life, so there's only T1 left. There's only T1 left. Oh no, please don't draw T1. Please don't draw T1. Please don't draw T1.
And their opponents will be...
Please don't draw T1. Please don't draw T1. Please don't draw T1. Please, BlackWest. Okay.
Hanwha Life Esports, but
It moves. Invalid draw, invalid draw. It's okay. It's okay, invalid draw. 50-50. 50-50. The world run is in a coin flip. It's in a coin flip. It's in a motherfucking coin flip. It's a 50-50. BlackWest?
T1. Now for the next matchup, for Hanwha Life's opponent. FlyQuest.
Oh my days. Okay.
And now for our 1 and 2 teams, Fnatic.
It's okay. Honestly, it's okay.
PSG Talent.
G2's good, bro. G2's good.
Gaming,
They can maybe win. It's just the best of 3, bro.
Liquid Honda.
Maybe. Maybe. Maybe.
Now, Malu,
Maybe, guys.
please draw the first matchup, please.
They went 2-1 against T1. And then got swept, but it's okay, bro. Alright, Team Liquid Honda.
Team Liquid Honda.
Team Liquid Honda. Just give them Fnatic. Give them Fnatic.
And they will be facing...
Give them Fnatic. Give them Fnatic. Give them Fnatic. Give them Fnatic. Oh! It's an invalid draw. Invalid. Invalid draw. Invalid draw. I swear, if they draw Bilibili Gaming, they are the unluckiest team on the planet Earth if they draw Bilibili. Invalid draw, guys. If they draw Bilibili here, they're just the unluckiest team on planet Earth. Okay.
GAM Esports.
That's okay. That's okay.
And now
That's okay.
we will draw Weibo's opponents.
Weibo Gaming, bro, if they draw Bilibili now, 1 in 3 to fuck up the whole tournament. Fuck up the commas! Fuck up the comma here! Oh! Oh, hey, oh!
And now for the next matchup. BLG. And their
Rip
opponents
PSG
will
Talon.
be
Rip PSG Talon. Rip PSG Talon.
PSG Talent.
Rip PSG Talon. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's do the breakdown. I'm not gonna look at gameplay too much because I think the draw is more interesting to talk about. My Lions was Gigabyte Marines. I think that the main thing, it's like in the first, I think the drafts were very like one-sided when it came to the context of it all. I think here in the first one, Mad Lions, I think the smolder top was too weak, even though that he managed to kill Nar and then sacrifice himself to the turret. I think that the early game is just too weak. You have Akali, Wukong, and Rakan, Kai'Sa, Smolder. Like, you just have losing lanes everywhere. And the Mad Lions actually took the record for fastest game, which didn't set the tone at all for the series. They took the fastest game of the tournament, which is pretty funny, you know, for all the DPM lol pick'ems. They have the fastest game of the tournament. 2058 is the number to beat. I don't know, it's just the craziest occurrence ever. It's just the craziest, funniest occurrence ever in my mind, because the games that followed were quite rough. They were quite rough. Yon was let through one more time, so we had 3 games of Yon. I know this is something that's driving everybody crazy, understandably so. I think the only thing that is passable is what Gigabyte Marines did, where they traded Aurora for Yon, which is kind of in similar vein to what Genji did. I think that Aurora is incredibly strong, and Kiaya has not lost yet on Aurora. Every game that Gigabyte Marines did play Aurora is basically games that looked really fucking good for them. This game in particular, I have to call out, like, if we just summarize Mad Lions' journey at this tournament, I do think that Super had decent moments, Alvaro had some good moments, I think Elioya had good games too. I have to point to their solo lanes as a tremendous, tremendous weakness at this tournament. I don't recall, like, besides maybe like game 1 for Frescawi here and maybe like Syndra when they played against Viking Esports, I think their solo laners were really, really big liabilities. And if Mad Lions want to make improvements, I would point to those 2 roles, because I think that the core, Alvaro, Supa, and Elioya, is definitely something to build on. It could be the case that they just continue on, but I think that I think this is something that, in the end, I think there is some potential there, and I think that just the solo lanes, bro, the solo lanes are rough, man. The solo lanes are rough. In this game, Mirwin bought Storm Surge, he bought Abyssal Mask, and then he went Riftmaker 3rd, even 4th. I think this build was all over the place. Rumble was something that wasn't played in Europe, and even when Rumble was at his strongest, this is something that he was known to counter more often. Mirwin tried to take a different shape at this tournament, where he played more standard shit, and I didn't feel like this was ever his strength. He played Rumble here, he played Gnar here, and then finally in this game as well, he had played Mad Lions here. He played a Gnar game into the Aurora. I guess this was a part of the adaptation that Mad Lions did. They wanted to be more in tune with the meta, but I never thought that they would have a chance at this tournament unless they maintained this kind of southpaw identity that they carry over, We follow it up with, someone in the chat is asking, why, what I said before that game at Dawn stream is, why do teams not trade Aurora and Yon more? It's because Yon is the opener, right? Yon is the opener. Yon lets you pick AP mid, AP top, AP jungle, and AP bot even. Yon is a connector to so many more champs than Aurora, so Yon is considered more strong. Because even in this spot, right, they abandoned the Rumble, but if they pick Rumble here and are laning Rumble against Aurora, they are very happy. They just didn't want to play it against Nocturne. So, like, Yon is just a connector to so much aspects of the game, where you can branch out your draft in so many fucking directions just because of how strong he is. He can be blind picked mid, and then, like, Yon Sejuani is a combo. You can play Yon Ivan, you can play Yon Brand, Yon Zyra, you can play Yon with Aurora top, Yon with Rumble. Like, it's just... Yon is just lacking weakness, lacking weaknesses across the board. Nevertheless, on the side of Gigabyte Marines, I think that they recognized really, really well what is success for them and what isn't. I think just always when Levi is playing champions that really flourish and stand out with gold, I think that he is doing a fantastic job. In the Wukong, the Shyvana, and the Nocturne too. This final game was just lost over the lane swap. I was very surprised to not see Renata here on 5 pick instead of Brom, but it worked out in the end. They managed to get the dive, and then they just kept the snowball rolling. And then even in this one, I have to say that Mirwin and Frescawi played awful. Supa tried his best to win that, but it just wasn't enough. I have to pinpoint, the level that Frescawi and both Mirwin brought to the table. It was really, really something questionable, and either they gotta get a lot better, or maybe there is a potential for change there for Mad Lions in this position, So I didn't think this was too bad, the second game draft here with the Zyra Khan. I thought this was one of the harder games for Yon to play, but I think that Mad Lions in this one, you could see that they were kind of outside of the comfort with the Rumble. The Rumble was creating forest fires, was looking rough. And Gigabyte Marines, if there is one strength that they have, that is, you know, these wombo combo drafts, like just big ults, big combos, champions that are very, very happy to fight when they have ults on. That's Gigabyte Marine strength, and in the end, they corrupted them. I have to say that Super's performance in this one was quite rough. He's getting caught on mid-waves here and there, but like when I think of the substance we can take away from this game, honestly, it was quite messy and back and forth, and I am out of gas. I'm out of gas. I think on the other side, Team Liquid versus Pain Gaming, I think that if anything from Pain Gaming side, I think that cool that they committed to the Nocturne Orianna. It gave them some fighting chances against Team Liquid. I feel like the combo was working out well, and I think that highlights how strong this combo could be. We talked about the evolutions yesterday. I talked about it where the strength of it all is, it's like Yone is the key champion, and then Aurora, right? When these champions are out, then suddenly I think Orianna just becomes the best champion. Orianna with Nocturne, and then you'll have situations where people play like Ahri, LeBlanc, and Syndra. And I think that when these two champions are out, like when Yone, I think that Orianna becomes insanely strong, and these two champions should be prioritized. I think Orianna can be good because if the enemy takes Nocturne away, you can pick Vi. And then the question is, if you go back to what we saw in Winter Split, where people just pick Nico together, or just something that can leverage the Nocturne to commit on Orianna, because Orianna isn't the greatest against Nocturne. She's fine, right? So there's definitely like an evolution that we can see there. Smolder as a champion, I think that it's fine into Yone, but Yone is just too OP. I think that the mages should do well against Smolder, and that is my main concern. Is that Smolder kind of loses for too much of the game. When Smolder was picked mid during the AD meta, at least Smolder could fight back against like Yone with Grasp and Trade, but against the mages is very hard. People mention Galio, but you don't want to fucking play Galio against, like, Galio mid against Orianna sounds miserable, guys. Like, it's just miserable. I think that after Yone is out and Aurora is out, I do think that Orianna becomes very, very strong. All right, so that's I'm happy that we saw that Nocturne Orianna. I think that this was, you know, I think Team Liquid showcased some flaws in the draft in the sense that I don't think they want to play Aurora. I don't think they want to play Yone. I think they should have been. I think they were kind of lucky that enemy banned Aurora here. I think they would probably ban Aurora on 3 otherwise. I don't think they want to play Aurora. I can't imagine Impact playing Aurora. And they are banning Yone on blue. And the way they play Team Liquid today in terms of how they dove and mismatched numbers and sometimes how they played fights mechanically, I got concerned, bro. I got concerned, genuinely. I think if it wasn't for Yeon's performance today, these games could have been closer. These games definitely could have been closer. In game number 2, Nico was super far ahead, but there was fights that were botched. I think this is something that I don't know if Team Liquid can pull themselves out of, because I think that this is very, very close to what we saw on the first 2 losses that they had. Like, if I think of Team Liquid and how far they are capable of going, like, I am kind of worried about them, bro. I am kind of worried about them. They seem to be breaking their hands, and I think even in this game they were breaking their hands. But big shout out to Yeon, bro. Big shout out to Yeon and KoJJ. I think these two guys are playing super, super well. But some of the mistakes that both Impact, Umti, and sometimes APA is making is kind of scary, man. It's kind of scary. I don't know how full I can be about Team Liquid going all the way to the end. I think that Pain Gaming, you know, there was moments where like Nocturne didn't smite on the Drake and looked kind of awful. I think that Titan had a pretty poor series. I think that it was not that great. Eon played well, huh? What are you talking about, San Miguel? He played really fucking good today. But my overall conclusion about Team Liquid is that I'm not filled with confidence here for them to make it all the way. Which is the perfect segue to the next part and initial thoughts about the matchups. Let's check out the initial matchups. DK versus Top Esports. I think that Top Esports should be better than DK. I think a very big problem for DK that they showcased, especially in the LNG DK series, is that the pool of Kingen doesn't go that deep. And I think that, sure, on the flip side, I don't think 369 has the same pool as Zika, especially because his Rumble didn't look too exciting. But he does have the Renekton in the pocket. He can also play Camille if it really comes down to it. And my main concern for DK is that, like, they didn't recognize in this series that them picking Ziggs, picking Ziggs puts Showmaker off of his comfort, because Showmaker has the same issue too, is that they are banning Yon on blue side, right? They're banning Yon on blue side, Yon Rumble, they're banning Yon on blue side. Like, they are not in tune with the current not in tune with the meta at all, and that scares me for them. I think the top esports have had a pretty good read on the meta. You see that they have Yon Prio, they also have Aurora Prio. We're willing to play it mid. I think this game was competitive. They just dropped the Lucian against Yon. They tried something right to get the Rumble because they didn't want to give up Rumble first pick with the Yon out, and they wanted to play the Lucian. That's cool, right? That's okay. It's in the grand scheme of things, I do think that top esports is just a big favorite against Damwon. I think Damwon at their meta read at this tournament has been pretty rough, and the biggest thing for me about Damwon that has been so confusing is that aiming has had a horrible tournament. I think aiming has been invisible for the player that needs to be the standout for the roster. I think he's not it, and everything is in the hands of Showmaker. I think Showmaker needs to be set up for success. He needs to be in LeBlanc scenarios, Syndra scenarios, and even Silas scenarios, but it's not happening because they're prioritizing Zig and they're afraid of Ziggs. And Jackie Love's the same way. He likes to play Ziggs, so how are they going to treat it? Because Jackie Love is willing to play Kaiser, willing to play Ziggs. Maybe it's something they're going to ban. Maybe there's something they're going to expand on. They definitely need to restructure the Rumble, Renekton, and so forth. And I am worried about how DK is going to adjust to the Gnar ban, because they are not big Renekton players themselves. So I think the top esports should definitely win the first matchup. The following matchup, How Alive versus FlyQuest. I think that FlyQuest have extremely high chances of losing. I think that there is no chance. I think this is going to be a very dry 2-0. I think How Alive, it's a mountain that FlyQuest can't even consider climbing. It's just too far away. I think FlyQuest, they are in 2-1, right? FlyQuest is a team that is in 2-1 that shouldn't be in 2-1. They lost against Damwon. Every draw they would have had here would have been a bad one, but they pulled the worst one. The main benefit here that maybe a FlyQuest could get is like FlyQuest is sad in the sense that, it's like if you draw one of the semi-good opponents, then you remove them from the next pool. But How Alive would have been a champion that would have been in that pool regardless. So now there's an off chance that G2 versus T1, right? It's like G2 versus T1. I guess with the position Billy is in, I think that you're fucked no matter what if you're FlyQuest. That's what it seems like. Damn. All right. Just have to pray to get Team Liquid. I have to pray to get Team Liquid. So nice. That's the FlyQuest gambit. FlyQuest need to hope that Team Liquid beat GAM, which is very likely, I think, and then that FlyQuest get to play against Team Liquid and FlyQuest avoid Weibo Gaming, Billy, and finally G2 or T1. Oof. Bro, the 2-2 bracket is looking really fucking spicy. Like, what did the 2-2 day look like in Worlds 2024? Let's take a look. How did that day look like? We got main event. Pick and ban. Maybe we just go match history. It's better, I think. This is the wrong year. 14-18, 2023. Main event. Match history. Let's look at the final qualifiers. All right. So we had T1 Bilibili. Okay, wait. The final day. Okay, so we have Weibo Gaming, NRG, G2, and Bilibili. And then KT Daman, I believe, were also right there. KT Daman were also right there. Wait. I looked at it wrong. It was... Yeah. Never mind. NRG was not in the last day. They qualified through beating G2. It was fucking KT Damwon, Fnatic Weibo, Bilibili G2. Honestly, that's pretty fucking stacked too. All right. That's pretty fucking stacked as well. Anyhow. G2 versus T1. But the scary thing about G2 versus T1 is I think the T1 should be favorite. I think they are favorite. Doesn't mean that G2 can't win, but T1 is definitely favorite. I think that T1 in terms of their macro play and their team fighting, they've looked quite fucking sharp. I think that early game, in terms of how they play their swaps, has been super good. The main question is, you know, I think if G2 get out of the early game, I think it's solid. I think G2 need to find opportunities to attack T1 in the draft department. I think that, strangely enough, I do think that red side would be helpful because I think Ria last picking is insanely dangerous. There's definitely games where T1 drafted where it wasn't the greatest, but I think that you want to be in a position where like red side could unironically be better in this series. One thing that I'm curious about how they maneuver around is it's like, I think removing Orianna away from T1 is quite important. You definitely want to remove Orianna. Yon will probably be perma-lock ban, but is Yon something that you invite from Faker to secure a very strong 1-2? Like, there's a world where that's a play, but an issue that all EU teams have is that their Rumble is so uninteresting, you know? It's very, very uninteresting. So red side, Yon, Aurora. Do you open Yon against Faker? Is that the play? And make it just explosive around mid? That could be the play, man. Could be the play if you're red. Another thing that is weird about Europe is that I'm not so excited about European Aurora, man. So there's that. But Faker Yon might be something that you invite if T1 are ready to play fucking Aurora, bro. People are mentioning Zeus Yon, but Zeus Yon is only into specific matchups, you know? Very specific matchups. No, I think the Bilibili T1 matchup, I mean the T1 G2 matchup, I need to contemplate it a little bit more and then maybe we do a breakdown later. But the initial thoughts for sure is that T1 is the favorite. But I think that if G2 can stabilize early game and they can have good drafting, I think they have chances to beat them. I don't think it's completely crazy. I think T1 have slipped up and they have a very streamlined way of playing. I think when Zeus is not stronger on side, I think that he suffers. And I think that when Korea and Komayushi don't have the stronger matchup, they suffer too. And I think this is something where G2 can contest on, especially with their champion pool. But T1 are damn sharp. The main thing that I'm scared about as well is like fucking Owner has been playing like a damn demon. Owner has been so fucking sharp and precise. I wonder if, through G2 blue side, considering they will get side select because they were drawn first, blue side could be good too, I would hope for G2 to be willing to play Ivan into Vi. I think that could be fucking hype. Invite the Vi, which I think it could be good. I think Ivan could be super cool to play into T1. I think that could be solid. I like Vi a lot. This is like the European secret cheat code, Ivan. So probably G2 will start on blue. The main thing for them, like in the draft structure that they had, right? They picked support 1, 2, 3 because they didn't want to drop, and like that. This could be an angle, right? It's like either the enemy matches support or they don't. And if they don't, you can ban maybe Alistar, and then maybe you have a situation where last pick support isn't as strong. Like there's definitely like room for that. If the enemy goes Vi here on 1, 2, you can go Ivan. Maybe there's a tech there, I think that G2 needs like some draft edges, I think just the most important thing still is just make sure that you push bot. I think push bot is so important for both. Just fucking skew your matchup so hard into the 2v2 as possible. Like the 2v2 is so important. All right. What else do we have? Bilibili PSG. I think Bilibili is gonna smoke them. Weibo Gaming versus Fnatic. I think Fnatic they are done. I think Weibo Gaming they are playing well. Honestly, like Weibo Gaming is playing good, but I think their drafts are pretty bad, bro. I think their drafts are pretty damn bad. I think Fnatic is getting eliminated here for sure. Like I think Crisp has lost his mind sometimes. He's inting and playing great at the same time. I think Weibo Gaming is just much better than Fnatic. Like Fnatic, it's hard for me to muster up any hope. It's not that they are losing, it's just how they are losing. They don't know themselves, they don't know the enemy. The preparation is just tragic, very tragic. I think Team Liquid, honestly, GAM have showed their patterns again and again. They play a very specific way. Don't let GAM Aurora. Don't invite great Wukong angles and ban Shyvana, and you're good. You're really, really good. Team Liquid, the weird part for them is they have to ban Yone on both sides. So I think they should just play locked bans, Yone, Shyvana, Aurora, no matter what. And that's it, All right. I think the last thing we could do is just World Sim Live. We do a full reset. Like in the situation where T1 win and then top win and How Alive win. Let's play that out. Team Liquid, Weibo, Bilibili. In terms of the matchups that G2 has already had, they've already beaten Weibo. So it turns into So G2 has beaten Weibo. The main hope here is just you don't draw fucking Bilibili, right? I think everybody else is completely fucking beatable for G2. I would say the G2 is favorite into everybody else. Even Bilibili? No, listen to what I said, guys. I think G2 is favored against everybody except Bilibili, bro. think that this is... At least G2 has good odds, right? The odds are good. The odds are good, guys, at least for G2. Somebody said that there's a 50-50 chance that they draw Bilibili. Like, I don't know where the fuck people got that from. Where the fuck did people get that from? Okay. Reset. Let's say the off chance, just from a North American perspective. G2, Top Esports, Hammer Life, Team Liquid, Weibo, Bilibili, lock in. In that case, North American teams are just hoping they draw each other. They only have one. They only have one relief. There's only one relief, and that's that. Because Bilibili and T1 can't play each other. T1 and Bilibili can't play each other. So if G2 beat T1, they can effectively eliminate North America too. Effectively. Let's run back this scenario. Wait. Let's run back this scenario. Bilibili can't face T1. Wait. Not this scenario, sorry. T1, this scenario. Let's run back this. So Bilibili can't face... They're not blocked against anybody, no? They're not blocked by anybody. The only block here is FlyQuest Damwon. That's the only block. And G2 Weibo. And then TL can't face Weibo, so Weibo has 1 in 3 chances of Bilibili. How does the math add up in those cases? Does it change the math at all? Like in a significant way? Okay, so the best case scenario, the first team that is drawn is Weibo Gaming. That is the best case scenario. That the first team drawn out of the bowl is Weibo. Then it's GG. Then it's okay. Then it's like giga safe. Bro, in all of these scenarios, Weibo is in the same spot, bro. I feel like this is what we're gonna have, bro. I have this genuine feeling that Damon's gonna get Kama, bro. I really think there's gonna be big Kama, bro. T1 is not in good form. G2 can easily win. Easily. Easily. Well, T1's form is way better than summer form, that's for sure. Like, T1's form is much better than summer. T1 is like ramping up, bro. But yeah, of course, I think G2 beating T1 is plausible, but it would be an upset win by my standards.